ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to another episode of The Cider Drinker. And on today's episode, I've got a cider which I'm not really holding out too much hope for in it being a really good tasting cider. But you never know, looks have always been deceiving to me. So, today's cider of choice is Keane's Premium Cider. Now, obviously, right off the bat, that's alarm bells ringing in my head already, because, you know, premium, especially splattered all over the front of the bottle, is not normally a good sign. However, I have been proven wrong before in the past, so before I get around to tasting it, as with all the other ciders I've done on this show, let's go and get some details on Keane's Premium Cider.
Keane's cider comes in 568ml bottles, which I do believe is the only way you can get it too. The alcohol percent is 4.5% in volume, so pretty standard strength there. It says on the back of the bottle it's going to be a medium tasting cider, so I'll find that out when I taste it. And the price is pretty cheap for this sort of sized bottle, coming in at £1.39 off Beers of Europe. But will the price match the taste? We'll find out shortly.
Well, at least my first impression when I first saw this bottle is Magners clone. I mean, sorry, but the bottle shape, the label, everything just screams Magners. It's got pretty much even the same font and everything, so if you put the two together, they would look, well, pretty much almost identical, which isn't normally a good sign. Keane's Premium Cider, best served over ice, best quality cider. Yeah, that's not really tickling at my taste buds, let's just say that. On the back it says, Keane's Premium Cider is made from the finest specially selected apples. Made from. This refreshing, cold-filtered premium cider is blended to be served over ice. Best served over ice. Quality premium cider. They're really hammering home that this is a premium quality cider here, guys. Oh dear, this isn't going to taste good, is it? Medium cider contains sulfites, specially produced for Independent Food Services Limited. Hey, always good to see. I don't have anything else about this cider actually, that's all you get on the bottle, and it doesn't seem to have its own website, so it's just kind of floating on Beers of Europe, and that seems to be the only way you can actually get this cider. I'm sure some places in the UK do stock this on its shelves, but I've never seen it around here. One redeeming feature is it does come in a 568ml bottle, so at least you are getting a proper pint with this. Problem is it going to be a pint of goodness? Probably not, but I'm sure I'll find out after I've got a whiff in the bottle. It even smells like Magners. You've just got just a really generic, dry, industrially made slight cider smell from it. I mean, it does smell alright, but it doesn't smell fantastic either. It just smells, well, generic, as with the bottle anyway. So, sorry to have to do this to you, Chapel Beer Festival, but you're one of the big glasses, so I'm going to go and get this pint in the glass. Is it going to taste like Magners? Probably. The good thing about this one, actually, is that, ooh, actually I got a little bit more than the pint there, actually, from the looks of it. That's alright. So, let's have a look at Keane's cider. Well, it kinda looks like Magners as well. It's the typical cider colour, lightly carbonated, completely filters through, as you can see. And if I gave this to you guys and didn't show you like the bottle fully, you'd think, oh, thanks, you've just given me a pint of Magners. So, let's get a whiff in the glass. I can't really say much else, it just smells of Magners. Just, again, a generic, dry hit on the nose, but there is also that sweetness about it, where they've obviously added sugars and stuff to it, which I'd be very surprised if they haven't actually done it. Actually, I got kind of sidetracked a little bit, because the one redeeming feature about this bottle is that it is so bloody cheap compared to Magners. So, well, if it tastes exactly like Magners, this will definitely be the better alternative. So, cheers guys, and here's to a Keane's cider. It doesn't quite taste like Magners, actually. It's got its own unique taste to it. Ugh, but not a very nice aftertaste actually. There was an initial really dry hit as soon as it hit your lips, but after that, not really a whole lot to be honest. Let's just get a second opinion. Yeah, it's kind of got a sickly sweet taste to it. I mean, it is meant to be a medium tasting cider, but it definitely tastes more on the sweet side, that's for sure. They have definitely added sugars and sweeteners and whatnot to this cider. I would have been very surprised if they didn't, to be honest. But apart from that, you don't really get anything else apart from the aftertaste, which is kind of this off-putting, metallic, tinny taste. Just kind of residing around the back of your mouth, which isn't that nice, to be honest. I wasn't really expecting much from this, and I didn't get much, to be honest. Getting the gumminess at the back of the throat, because obviously they've added sugars and stuff to it. What a surprise. Yeah, it's pretty much a Magners clone. It just tastes a bit sweeter. I would say it's more akin to a Bulmers actually. Bulmers I find is, even though they're pretty much the same drink, I do still find Bulmers to be a little bit sweeter. And I'd say this is more akin to that sort of drink. If you're looking for a really cheap alternative to Magners, then get a bottle of this, because hey, it's pretty much £1, you know, at least a quid cheaper than getting a Magners, because you know, we're getting pretty much the same tastes and everything from this bottle at a fraction of the price. So, well, I don't really need to dilly-dally about much longer apart from belching. Excuse me. Well, the carbonation speaks for itself, doesn't it? So I'm gonna actually wrap this one up quickly and get a final taste before the final verdict. Yeah, I really don't need to say anything else. If you've tasted Magners or Bulmers, you've tasted this cider. It tastes pretty much exactly the same. So, well, I'm actually going to go and give, for a final verdict, Keane's premium quality cider a 4 out of 10. Hey, you thought I was going to give it a low one, didn't you? The thing that bumps it up a little bit is the price of it. I think I gave Magners a 4. It was either that or, actually, I think I gave Magners a 3 and Bulmers a 4. I mean, it tastes exactly the same, but the fact that it's so much cheaper as well, I mean, you might as well get this instead of, you know, the mass-marketed crap, because even though this is a pretty generic industrially made cider, it's not as commercially well known, but it's so cheap. Get it off Beers of Europe and see if, you know, let me know if, you know, I'm right in that it tastes pretty much exactly the same. So, well, there we go. Pretty quick review there, actually, but I didn't really have much to say about this cider, and if I don't have much to say, I don't like to drag on, to be honest. So, well, that's it for another episode, and I hope you liked it, and I will be back once again with another delicious and tasty cider soon. But until then, even though it's pretty much a Magners clone, it is inoffensive, so I will be finishing this glass of Keane's premium quality cider. Take care guys, until next time.